which I will then distribute. Rewind. There we go. Everybody, this is Proving Ground. This is Can't Slow Me Down by Sabaris 3 off the album Proving Ground. You guessed it, Sabaris 3. That's me. Here it goes. Enjoy. Hopefully I remember to unmute my mic after this. You can't stop me now.
Now if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Climbing to this black hole, this is my soul. Feel the music, turn it up and let go. In a dark place, demons I cannot face. Life's a different picture when you're looking at it sideways. Raining on my backpack, shit is that bad. Lost renegade, just trying to write a hype track. Trying to spread love, bring message from above. Hard to walk a straight path, anger that's in my blood. Heart is heavy, try to breathe more steady, cause my legs are getting weak, shake and wiggle like spaghetti. Sleepless nights and endless fights, I'm in a constant struggle trying to make things right. Not human, my skin is snow white, cause I'm a vampire, just looking to bite. I feel nothing, I push right through it, cause life is a game and there ain't nothing to it. Take this life, I don't want it back. Hear spirit scream that I'm better than that. So what if I am? Do I give a damn? Do I need to prove that I'm better than them? Write magic spells on the pad with a pen, spit a track with a chant and make you play it again. I stay a cut above with a machete, ready to cut through anyone who wanna stand in battle against me. I got a crazy collected sharp Canadian cranium with a nuclear flow that glow like yellow uranium. Got some enemies on my list, but no, I won't be naming them. This song is my success and my success do not pertain to them. You can't stop me now. Can't even slow me down. You can't stop me now. Can't even slow me down. Hypnotic, methodical byproduct of a hard life that seems so psychotic. You can't stop all the criminal misconduct. Fuck this system, we destroy it and construct. Arms up, aiming down the sights, and we hit 'em with the rhythm like a venomous bite. I'm on point with the joint, let me kill it again. I stay underground, writing with a pad and a pen. Cause winners never quit, and quitters never win. So I stand strong to face the challenge within. I know where I'm going, this is just where I begin. You're all soaked and wet because you're bathing in sin. I hope you know it burns like some gasoline. And when I light this match, you're gonna know what I mean. And when it does, don't be crying and looking to me, cause I gave you fair warning where your actions would lead. If you can see that your greed is the reason you proceed, at the end of your days, I bet you beg on your knees. And you ask and you bleed and you're screaming out please, calling to God in a moment of need, which is the problem you see. Cause if you're following me on social media feeds, then you probably read a whole lot of things that have been bothering me. Cause I'm tired of trying to help the blind to see. There's a reason my recordings are low quality, cause there's no support in this game for me. Even though it's clear I'm a dope MC, so I'll kill the fucking game and do it all for free. All for free. All for free. All for free. Kill the fucking game and do it all for free. You can't stop me now. Can't even slow me down.
I remembered to unmute the mic. I did it. I did it this time. So we can actually move right into this segment and pause the shit out of this. Pausing. Alright, so now I can actually do my review, and I actually know what I'm going to say, because I already said it once while my mic was muted in the very first, 30 to 40 minutes of my stream, where I just completely spaced and didn't unmute my mic. Boo-hoo. That's what update reels are for. So I'm going to edit the stream after and then post it on YouTube and then share it all over the place. Now, let's get into the book review, because that's what we're here to do. It's Talkbox Tuesday, so we just talk about things for a little while. We just chill with the audience as much as possible and get shout-outs. Metal E Cox 007, how's it going, man? How you doing in the chat? How you doing? Let me know how you doing. It's good to see you. what do I do here to pop out the chat? Okay, I got it popped out. So now I can just bring that over here. Oh no, guys, I put it behind the window. You don't want to do that. Never do that. So let's move into the book review. First book on the dock hit, okay, is actually going to be one of my favorite actors' favorite books. That's actually how I originally was reeled into reading this, because it's actually Will Smith's favorite novel, and Will Smith is just like the epitome of greatness, right? So I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, if that's Will Smith's book, I need to read that shit because there's got to be something in there. There's got to be something in there that's going to make me an epic person. So here it is, guys. If you know Will Smith, then you know that he loves The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Paulo Rabbit. Because it means rabbit in Portuguese. The Alchemist. Very great novel. I wish I got the original print, like the really cool looking cover, or at least a hardcover, because this book really deserves it. It's not that long, so should you choose to pick up this book, you won't be in for like a very long read. When I was working at Petro Canada doing night shifts, it took me like 3 shifts to finish this book, and I only work 8 hours, so it was about, I'd say, well, I kind of reread a lot of the parts because, I mean, I was doing work as well, so it wasn't like I was reading it the whole time. So I give or take about 12 hours to read this. But basically, there's a lot of like hidden messages. Everybody takes something different from this book, so I'm not really going to take a walk down memory lane with you guys and really share what I took from this book as much, because I want to leave that to you. I'll give you a basic, not consensus. Consensus means agreement, so that would make no sense in this sentence. The general theme of the book is basically, it's a shepherd, right? A shepherd who, who decides to be a little edgy, a little risky, and in search of his, in search of his treasure, which, symbolically, his treasure could be anything. And that's what I love about it. But he's looking for this treasure, and he's taking all these risks together. He's meeting all these different people, and he's just doing all these things to try and get this treasure. And the way the book ends, there's like a lot of metaphysical, like spirituality, and like, just things like, communicating with nature, things that just like is like profoundly unique to a novel, and that's something that I find is quite common with Brazilian or Spanish, Portuguese authors. They're really, really out there with their themes, and they do so very well. It's very unique. It's not like the dribble drabble that comes out of your creative writing classes in North America. Like if you've seen or watch American Dad, hot summer sidewalk. You know what I mean? Just like those literary terms that it's just like, okay, I could have wrote that in grade 3. Thanks, This is a novel I paid for, and you're using shit that I learned in like grade 4. So another book that I'm going to talk about very briefly, but not really going to get into it at all, just because we're going with the Spanish author kind of theme. Like, The Alchemist, great book. And since I started talking about Brazilian, Spanish, and Portuguese authors, another fantasy-themed like book that I recommend reading if you can is The Chosen by Ricardo Pinto. But it's actually a longer book, so I chose Alchemist because a lot of readers out there probably want the shorter deal. Like, they don't want to go in on a long-term investment in terms of reading material. They don't really want to just jump in and be like locked into like a 3-week book. It's not like we want to read the Bible. Alright, so Metal Cax is 007. He's doing good, so I'm happy to hear that. Also, we're going to move on to our next book, and this is where the life lesson on perspective begins. Okay, it's a very, very simple lesson, very easy to understand if you have a brain that it operates on a reasonable cognitive level. I'm also going to show a little treat after I do this review, which is a 3-book series, but it's related to gaming, so it's kick-ass, man. I got to show you that after. But this is the 7 habits of highly effective people. Um, Powerful lessons in personal change. Now, when you pick this book off of this shelf, you're like, this is going to be corny as shit. Highly effective people? What the fuck? I'm an effective person. Like, what do you have to do to be an effective person? Like, breathe, eat, shit, regular people stuff, right? But no, it talks a lot about perspective and psychology and things that you can do to help yourself grow, principally. So the thing that I want to talk about, and this is like the thing that kind of jumped out and stuck with me the most about this book, like never really went away after reading it. There's two circles, right? So here we got the circle of influence in the center. Now the circle of influence is something that we can directly change with our efforts. And outside of that, we have the circle of concern, which is something that we can't change. It's something that we wish we could change. We dream about changing. We hope and we fantasize about changing. For example, like that douche that always puts his garbage out 3 days early, and then it gets ripped apart by raccoons, and this is all over the place, and you just want to walk up to his door with the garbage, open the door, and throw it at his dog, and just be like, put your garbage out on time, you useless piece of crap. But that's the area of concern. You can't change that. You can't make that person put out his garbage. But what you can change is the area of influence, which is things that you have direct power over. Now, here's what you can do in that situation with the garbage and the dog, with the door and the face, the guy, raccoon. What you can do is change how you view that situation. See, that's in your area of influence. That's something that you can change. You can't change what's happening in the area of concern, so to speak. You can't reprogram that person to take his garbage out at a certain time. But what you can do is you can change how you view him taking his garbage out at that time. You can be like, well, so what, right? Dude probably has some previously arranged engagements where he has to take his garbage out at that time. So that is the circle of influence versus the circle of concern. And the next point that I'm going to talk about is actually your primary focus in said circles, right? So you have a primary focus. That was 2 stutters in a row. That's not something I like to do on live streams. But proactive focus, you either place it in the area of concern or you place it in the area of influence. And the problem with a lot of human beings in this day and age, in this kind of society, is they place their proactive focus in the area of concern where they can't do shit. They stress about all the things that they want to change, but they can't do anything about it. They focus all their energy on that. And that's the biggest problem with how we live today. We need to stop focusing on the area of concern because we can't fucking change it anyway, and we need to put our attention into the area of influence. Hell yeah! And that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm Bruce Nolan, Channel 5. So I've done my book reviews. I've done my life lesson. I did have something else I wrote that I was going to do. But this is that's perfect so far, because now I have a complete segment to cut. So spank my bottom and call me productive. Call me productive.
Let's put a brand new room.
That was weird.
One used to be.
It was like echo. So I said book review, recommendation, lesson on life perspective taken from said books, update on week schedule for events and streams. I almost forgot. Schedule is changing. It's changing. Tomorrow, I will be starting a new job at 5 p.m. I am scheduled for 3 hours. I will be there until 8 p.m., which means the stream cannot take place at the regular scheduled 7 p.m. if you have a gun, please put it away